If your head feels full and you're already tired writing everything down in a brain dump, the next question is usually, what do I actually do with that list? So today I'm going to show you the step that comes after a brain dump. I'll take the brain dump that I wrote yesterday and then show you how I turn it into a running to-do list for the week. So that way the task actually becomes a clear plan instead of one big messy page. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let us go. Hello, hello, plannerets. If you are new here, hello, I'm Marianne. On this channel, I share simple pen and paper planning systems that help turn a full head into a calm plan. Now, if that's the kind of planning you enjoy, you're very welcome to subscribe to my channel. Let us first say hello to those here in the chat who have been very patient with some technical difficulties. I am here now. If you are here as well, let me know where you are tuning in from. And of course, if you are watching the replay a little bit later on, let me know in the comment section as well how your week has been feeling at the moment. Has it been calm, busy, messy, somewhere in the middle? Let me know. So let us go check who's here in the chat with us right now. I made it, everyone. I love it. I love it. So hopefully we have got some people happening here. All right. So I'm just going to go through the chat as I see it. I think it's showing me a different chat. Let me quickly have a look. What is going on here? So I have Margie, hello. Let me see if we've got, I think it's all over the place. I've got Margie. I'm going to go through here. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. We have Cindy as well. Hello, Cindy. Nice to see you. I'm trying to go through the list as I see it from the order. Cindy, hi, Margie. I think I saw there. I'm all over the place, but I appreciate everyone being here. Irene is here. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Cindy's there. There we go. Cindy. Susan as well. I saw Susan in there. We have Susan. Nice to see you. Alyssa, nice to see you again. Hello, Bedhead Studio. Let me see if I missed anyone. Woo! So I'm trying to calm my heart rate down. We have Melanie, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Tuning in from Canada, PEI. What's that, please? Let me know what that stands for. Erica, good morning. Marianne and Plannerettes, I love it. Thank you. I think we're up to date. Have we got everyone? Did I miss anyone? I've got Melanie. I've got Irene. Silence Deluxe. I see Silence Deluxe. Here we go. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Woo! I think I've got everything sorted. All right. I accidentally, peeps. I accidentally pressed the go live, which is the same button as end broadcast. But luckily, I quickly typed and copied and pasted everything else. Prince Edward Island, excellent. Thank you for letting me know, Melanie. Home of, and I love Anne of Green Gables. Do you know, I just recently rewatched the original one. But yeah, I love Gilbert and Anne. Oh, excellent. Oh, that's a beautiful place. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I appreciate everyone's patience as I came back on as quickly as possible. So yesterday inside my membership, we did our weekly brain dump session. That's where we get everything out of our head. Our first thing, because we need to declutter it. So it's very difficult to try and organize your week when your mind is busy, you've got lots of worries, you're trying to remember everything all at once, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to prioritize. So a brain dump is one of the first things I highly recommend, getting everything out of your head and down on paper. So here I have my A5 Filofax Domino Soft organizer in the color Orchid. I've got my little clear divided tabs that I made. Gets me straight to my brain dump page as well as my running to-do list. So this is where, like I said, I got everything out of my head and down on paper. And then yesterday's weekly brain dump session in the membership, we also got the opportunity to categorize all the things that we wrote down. And the way I like to do that is by time. So green are things I would like to do for today and tomorrow. Blue is the stuff for the week. Now the other colors, purple, yellow, and any other colors, I'm going to leave them. So I'm going to park it safely on my brain dump. Those are not the things I'm going to look into for the new week because I don't need to carry them yet with me until the following week or later on in the month. So a lot of us, we try and put everything on one never-ending to-do list. Our list is always going to be, we're going to add new things to it again and again. However, the important thing is to try and look at only things that matter right now. Okay, so once everything is written down, the first thing I do once I've categorized it is I'm going to put it on a running to-do list. All right, so let me know. I know Margie was with us yesterday in the weekly brain dump. Let me know who in the live chat right now, as well as those watching on replay, who regularly does a brain dump routine as part of their weekly or monthly planning. Let me know. So type me in the chat right now. Say me, I do a regular brain dump, because then that's one of the first steps to help reduce the overwhelm, calm ourselves for the week. All right, so this is the brain dump, nice and easy. Okay, I'm only going to look at everything that is in the green, which is my today and tomorrow tasks, and the blue, which is other things that I'd like to look at for the week. So this is ideas, reminders, tasks, things that I want to make sure I don't forget, because our brain is not meant to be a storage system. It's for processing, it's for creative stuff. It's not supposed to hold on to things like remember to pick up the dry cleaning, remember to book the car for maintenance. That's why we put it down on paper. If we're going to do it for this week, we're going to put it on a running to-do list. Anything else, we can either leave it as is. So as you can see here, I have my previous brain dumps. Yesterday I cleaned it up. I had a look at things I needed to, either carry forward or move somewhere else. So I'll talk about that in another video. All right, so we just don't write everything down after a brain dump and leave it as is, and then expect to run off this list, because this list, even though it's written down, it's still messy. It's still all over the place. But what we're going to do is we're going to put it on one page only. So let's quickly have a look. Margie says I've started this week, so started the brain dumping. And so you can either do it at the end of the week, you can do it at the beginning of the week. And guess what? If your brain is cluttered midweek, I highly recommend to do a brain dump midweek as well, or when you're feeling full. Right? If your head is feeling full with worries and anxiety. So Erica says weekly brain dump and weekly assessment are such great planner hacks and tips. I love that. And Margie said I've started this week. Or love it. Irene says, I don't brain dump enough, probably why I'm always a mess. It's just a great start. I know last time, Irene, if it's okay that I share this, I know last time, I know this is for me in particular, is sometimes when we do brain dump, it does, bring up things that we may not be ready to tackle yet or address. But it's better out than in. So if you don't want to look at it right now, you can just park it safely, and then your brain's going to go, okay, I'm not going to hold on to that thought or that idea or that worry, because I know somewhere that I can refer back to. It's safe. So then it releases that pressure off you. Okay, so really important. Erica says, sometimes I even do a quick brain dump as I start my work day too. Helps me transition in the morning. Exactly. It's just get everything out. So the more cluttered your mind feels, the more regular you should do a brain dump. It's okay to share. I love that. Thank you, Irene. Yeah, because this is why it's important that we come together in a community, and a session like this is because it's a great way for us to know that we're not alone. We're not the only one feeling, overwhelmed, anxious, or scared, or comparing ourselves to others. It's a great way to know that, thank goodness I'm not the only one that feels this. Hello, Ronnie Cat. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it that you are here with us today. Okay, so really important, the more you feel like your head is swirling, the more often that you should go and do a brain dump, all right? And then after a brain dump, we categorize it. And we're only going to look at the things that matter for the new week, or hang on, or for the things that matter now. If you can only manage things for today, let's put our blinkers on and just look at the things that matter most right now. And so, yeah, we're going to look at what do we do with the things that we have highlighted for today, tomorrow, and the weeks. Okay, so that's all we're focusing on. So we've got the brain dump page. I have a freebie. If you check the description, I have a freebie of this uh, printable, as well as the guide that tells you step by step how I like to do the brain dump. And then there's also a brain dump trigger list in there. And then, so we today are going to look at the running to-do list. Okay, so this is mine. This is the printable. It's based on the Alistair method. I just did a video of that, so I'll link that towards the end. So if you haven't seen that video, then you can go and have a look at that and check it out. All right. Okay. So, like I said, what I want you to start doing is give your brain the release, or take the foot off the brakes, that we don't have to try and get everything in our whole life done today. All right, we can park them and then look at it a little bit later on. Okay, so the running to-do list is what's called a living list. It's if things you don't get done today, you can assign it for later on in the week. You can add a few more things down on it. So instead of you rewriting your task every single day, or creating a new to-do list every day of the week, we have the opportunity to keep it on one list for the entire week. That way your tasks stay on this page until they're finished, or you can use this as a master list, because I know the way I plan on a weekly basis as well as a daily. So even though, yes, the Alistair method or running to-do list says, just keep everything on one page. For me, I know the way my brain works, I like to write things on a daily, because that's all I'm focusing on is for the day. All right, but essentially a master list of your tasks for the week on one page until they're finished. And this is going to be that small shift that's going to stop you from having a to-do list on a post-it note, on one journal, on another planner, or written on the back of a receipt or everything else. It's just on one page. Hello, Roseanne. How are you? Nice to see you. Sorry, I'm late. I will definitely watch the replay. I need it. Well, we actually, it's probably catch up, because we've just started, because I had a little bit of technical issues, and I had lots of plannerettes to say hello to at the beginning. So, okay, right. So running to-do list. What do we do once we've got our brain dump sorted and we've got our to-do list, ready for us? So what I'm going to do today is demonstrate how I use this one-page running list, because it's going to make the method a lot easier. And if you are like me, midweek, when things fall apart, it's in disarray, things are not going according to plan, instead of not looking at my planner page because it's just overwhelming, I take this page out, I close the planner, and I just go off this list. So then that way I reduce the noise. That is why it's important, and the way I've found to help my anxious brain. And when I'm not regulated, my mood is not regulated, I'm all over the place, I'm cranky, I'm sad, I'm crying, I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling hopeless, I feel like I'm not good enough, right? So that's most of my Wednesdays, is that's how I feel. So when I do feel that way, I just take out this one page and go off this list, and I'll show you exactly how I plan my week with this running to-do list. Hello, Roseanne. I love it. Okay, so now in my planner, now granted, I did say, we're only going to use one running to-do list, but because you know me, I like to create printable downloads for myself. There is actually a running to-do list that is part of the self-care and habit printable download. So if you purchase this, this is mainly for your self-care and wellness and your little journaling, a few lines a day. There is a running to-do list as part of that. So if this is the only spread that you are going to go off, there is a running to-do list in that. And there is also a running to-do list in the weekly and daily printable. Okay, so I use both. So what I do is this is mainly for my personal stuff, for the home, for myself, things, tasks for me. And then this running to-do list I use for my content creation. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use this one printable to make it a little bit easier for you to see. So the idea is still exactly the same if you have this printable as well as this printable. The important part isn't actually, the layout itself, whether it's one page or you've broken it into. It's that the list stays in one place for the week. So always, I think it's David Allen from the How to Get Things Done. His methodology says, have a trusted system that if things are not going according to plan, if things are falling apart, if you're falling behind, an emergency comes up, what is your one trusted planner system that you can come back to that you know is not going to overwhelm you? All right, so this is how it's going to help. Anya, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, hello. Anya, remind me, is this your first time? Or have you been here before? If it is, let me know. Anybody who's new here, there's a few of us right now. Yeah, I know some of us are shy. Don't be shy. As you can see, the plannerettes in the live chat are very warm, very welcoming. If you are new here to my live chat or to my channel, type in new, and myself and the plannerettes will welcome you with open arm. All right. So, okay. So let's keep going. And Marianne, tell me how to use this running to-do list that you are going on and on about. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move the things from the brain dump to this running to-do list. And once we've done that, this will be the master list that we are going to go off when we plan our new week with calm and clarity. All right. So the first thing I do is I first have a look at the things that are highlighted in green. Okay, so I did this brain dump yesterday, and if you do have the brain dump guide, it has the cheat sheet in there. Okay, so you can change whatever color coding you want. You don't have to stick with my color coding. These are the things that make sense for me. So green are the things that I need to do for today or tomorrow, and then blue is this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on, have a look at the greens first, and then transfer it on here. So there is no, no particular order. I'm just going to see if I can put some music on in the background. So then that way I can, it's not too quiet. All right. Hello, Roseanne. Oh, thank you everybody for welcoming. So the first one, I got to go and put together a bundle of plan a bundle of my new printable. Okay, once you've written it down on your running to-do list, go and cross it off your, let me know if that music is okay, that it's not too loud. It shouldn't be. Okay, so I cross it off my brain dump, so then that way my brain doesn't have to go and, read it in two places. I need to go through my list of stuff. So as you can see, if you've done this already with me or you have the printable, you can do this along. Thought so, Anya. I've been here before. I love the evenings when my daughter sleeps early and I can turn in from Germany. Oh, I love that. Mum's self-care time. Mum's time to be able to do the things that she needs to do for herself. What's this one? Next search. I need to go and film my next video. Okay. So even if you haven't done a brain dump yet, have a look at the list that you have, all right? Look at tidy dining table. Have a look and see which ones of the things that's on your current to-do list or things from your, I don't think the music is on my TV. Yeah, I'll put it really low. There we go. Tidy dining table. So if you don't have a brain dump, but your current planner is all over the place, before you start the new week, highlight or circle the things that you would like to do for the week. Okay, tidy dining table. There's another green there. Get future log for A5. Okay. So the first thing is we like to do things systematically. When you create systems for yourself, when it is you're having a difficult week or your day's not going well, when you have a system, and this is of course your system is going to come in time. The more you practice and the more you tweak, you'll find your own footing. You'll find your own way of doing your planning. Of course, it's nice to follow other people's planning techniques and system, but you will find your own groove, okay? So when you have a good system to follow, when your mind is not fully there, when things are not going as well, all you got to do is, what does my system tell me need to do next? It's like that guiding hand that says, come on, that helps you, pull you through the fog, pulls you through those dark moments. That's what a good planning system is when things are not well, what is it that you can lean on, or what handrail can you hold on to steady yourself? So that's what these different things that I do, like brain dumping, running to-do list, self-care and well-being, those are the little guiding lights that help you through dark times. When I say dark times, it doesn't necessarily mean the emotional dark times, but when you're just having a crappy day, right? Okay. Yes, Anya says, oh yeah, I like this calm environment with the lives. And yes, it's nice to also talk to people in the live chat. I'm so happy you are here as well. All right, so I've looked through my brain dump guide, had a look at all my greens, okay? And then I've done that and I've put it down on my running to-do list. As you can see, they were in no particular order. The reason why is we've got the left-hand side column with the days of the week that we can now go and use our little pen and then make little markings. And so we ask ourselves, we look down the list, when would I like to do this? Today or tomorrow? Maybe tomorrow, okay? So I put a little dot This printable here has a keys. Will it focus? Yep, has a keys at the bottom. So put a little dot to put when you would like to look into it. All right. So that one I won't do it today. I want to do it tomorrow. Go through my maybe tomorrow as well. This one probably today. Tidy my dining table, that's a today task, and get my future log mostly today. Okay, so what I've done so far, this was in my head yesterday. I wrote it down and then I categorized it, and so now the things for today and tomorrow I transferred on here. So then when I go start planning my week, I go, I don't need to worry about that bit until tomorrow. So I don't need to burden myself with having to think, oh my God, I've got to start that tomorrow. Oh my goodness, where am I going to find the time? Okay. No, that's a tomorrow problem. That's not a today problem. All right. I have to step out. Oh, okay. Let's have a quick look. I have to step out and we'll see you on replay. See ya. Bye-bye. Silence Deluxe. Oh, I've forgotten your name, my darling. See you in the next one. Yes. Bye-bye. Thank you. All right. So that's the first thing you do. Okay. Come on. Focus. All right. Today and tomorrow. So even if, I don't plan my planner today, at least I've got 3 things already that I can action or look into for today. The rest I'm going to leave to tomorrow. All right, so move things for today and tomorrow, done. All right, and then the next one that I'm going to move from my brain dump category to my running to-do list are the things for the week. So these are my blue, the things that I have highlighted in blue, this week's priorities. Okay, so again, in no particular order, just write them down. All right, and we don't even have to figure out yet when we'd like to do them. That's not the next part of the system. We're just transfer the task. What's this one? Clear the floor. At the moment, I have so much junk on my floor. Clear floor by the secretary's desk. Yes, everyone's tripping over it. Sorry, family. Sometimes mum gets away with so many things. What's this one? Clear my sewing table. Again, that's become a dumping ground. Clear sewing table. Okay, cross it off. And this is how I plan. Normally you don't see this bit because I've written it down already. But it's a good opportunity. What's this one? Clear the secretary's desk. Another dumping ground. Clear secretary's desk. Okay. So tell me, at the moment, how do you manage your own to-do list? Is it everywhere? Do you have lists here, lists there? Create, what's this one? Create projects list for cleaning. Clearly, I have lots of cleaning and decluttering to do, and I move it from week to week, so it seems like it's a project. It's not just it's too big a task to try and do it all in one go. Print. What's this one? What am I printing? Print video list, personal size. Okay. Dandria, hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Marianne. Hello. I love it. Thank you so much for joining. I saw your little hello from Sunday when I first scheduled the live stream. Okay. So then that's that one. And the good thing as well is when you cross off when you cross off the things off your brain dump, it gives you that feeling of, you know, I haven't actioned them yet, but it's giving that feeling of movement, of progress. All right, so what else is blue? No, this is a big one. What's this one? Sort through checklist for sometimes my writing after upload. Oh, yes. Okay, so this one is create a checklist. Create a checklist for when I do, once I finish a live stream, once I finish a video, I need to create a little checklist of what I need to do after. Erica says, my to-do list lives next to my week at a glance. I love it. And when it has too many incompletes over the weeks, then I move them to my notes app. I might do that monthly so I can lighten my planner load. Love that idea. All right. So let me just, I'll pop that back up. So anyone else who would like to do something similar as Erica, so move it to the notes app. So then the planner itself is not loaded. That's a good one. So that's a great way. You can always have a hybrid system, pen and paper plus digital as well. But I have an assistant job, so a majority of my tasks belong to other people, which is why I move them to my notes app. Otherwise, I don't think I need that step. Yes, so maybe for anyone else who have different sections in their current to-do is, you know, have things for the home, have things for the family, have things for work. So having a separate system, again, systems are just a sequence of steps that you would like to do to be able to follow when, you know, your cognitive thinking is not at 100%. It's just the little checklist, you know, that we have. All right, so then that was a big one. Some more, couple of more blues. So I need to do an A5 flip video, because of course I moved myself from the Hobonichi to an A5. I want to update everyone what I have in this planner. Print pages for April. Now, okay, so print pages for April. So is that a to-do? Is this something I need to do for this week? Or is that something that can wait next week? Let me have a look at the calendar. I know I've got a calendar here, but I want to keep everything. So yes, I need to print it this week because, so print April planner pages, because next week is already close to the end of the month. So I need to try and be ahead of time. Normally I print my pages, you know, the night before a new month starts. So maybe this time I'm going to be a little bit more proactive. I need to finish sewing my cute little puppy toy. Sewing puppy toy. Maybe I'll have that as my little break this week. My, you know, 2 hours worth of little meso break. So meso break, the type of breaks you take that's 1 to 2 hours per week. Yeah, so dedicate 1 to 2 hours each week where you are doing something you love that's not, you know, a task for others. What's this one? Check email. Need to check email collab opportunities. Okay, so there's a few emails that I've received of brands wanting to partner up. So I'm going to have a look and do a bit of research to see if it's aligned with the things I like and the things that I think you guys would like. What's this one? Watch next. Oh yes, I need to go watch my America's Next Top Model. I can't remember the full name, where they go through the all the scandals of America's Next Top Model. Okay, so then cross that off. Any more blues? Yes, there's one more blue there. get new music. Get new music background for brain dump. Because I've been hearing the same music, I might go and look for some new ones, you know? Because sometimes if you hear something again and again, you're not as alert. So I might want to go and do that. All right. So I've transferred the tasks. The things that are in green were today and tomorrow. So those were the top ones here, the top 5, and that was easy to assign. I just had to decide, do I want to do that today or tomorrow? Today or tomorrow? Today or tomorrow? Okay, I crossed them off my brain dump. I no longer have to worry about that. And then the rest of the transfer that I did, I went and looked at all my blues. My blues were things that I wanted to look into for this week, and I wrote them down in no particular order. Okay, so that's the thing that I do when I've done my brain dump. Let's quickly check the chat for a second. Oh, I'm excited for that bid. Must be spring energy because I'm also feeling the urge to move from pocket to half letter size. Yes, so for me here in Sydney, Australia, it is March is the beginning of our autumn. I was looking at previous videos that I made in March a couple of years ago, and I think I might go into, because even though it is, you know, autumn here in Australia, the browns and orange are not really my colorings. However, I do have a yellow planner, so I might move into my planner, I think the Finsbury planner. So yes, exciting. I'm looking forward to that as well. D'Andrea says, when I cross things off my brain dump and move it onto my to-do list, even if I don't get to it, I feel good knowing that I'm paying attention to it. And a lot of times it's that awareness. Okay, it's not always have to be that we have to action things right away, right? It's just being aware and knowing that we have written it down safely, so then we don't have to hang on to it. I think that's what it is for the to help yourself calm and reduce the stress or the overwhelm, is that you have somewhere a trusted system that you can look back into. Okay. Erica, same with my budget wallet. I'm moving from A6 to full size because I no longer want to fold my bills in half. Yes, that's the other thing, isn't it? When you do the cash envelopes, that yes, if you start folding your bills in half, they get a little bit chunkier in the little envelopes. I have to go and be on top of my finance again and back to my savings. I might have to. Erica, you might have inspired me to go and do the cash envelopes for my sinking funds and my savings. We'll see how that goes. One thing at a time. So I got to track my expenses first before I start getting myself organized with some savings. Okay, so now what do we do with these tasks that we have moved from brain dump, and we say the things we'd like to look into for the rest of the week? Okay, so a little small tip while you're using this, you know, try to keep each day manageable. Okay, so when you start looking at let me just close this off so then we can just focus on the running to-do list and not have all the other, maybe that's it, maybe that way. Okay, so now when you start looking at, well, which day of the week apart from today or tomorrow would I like to do that? When you start to assign them to the other days, try and make sure when you go down the column, okay, don't put too much on the same day, because then you might as well be, you know, trying to carry the full load of the week again. Have what's called like a hard number of type of number of tasks you want to do for yourself, either 3 to 5. Okay, so if you're saying, oh, I've already assigned 5 things for Monday, maybe I won't do that, or so let's say Wednesday, I won't do any more, because the reason why you don't want to overload your let me just mute that. The reason why you don't want to overload your days, even though you think, well, I can manage that, is because these are just the things we have planned. but we have to allow for breathing room for other things that come up that we haven't accounted for. Or, you know, we might underestimate the length of time it takes to do one of those actions. We might go, oh, that'll just take me half an hour. And in actual fact, when you start doing it, it takes you a couple of hours. So by limiting the number of tasks you assign for yourself each day, either 3 to 5 or 5 to 7, you're going to give yourself breathing room for things that come up that you haven't planned for, or for things that will take longer than you anticipated, okay? Or if you have similar things, like for me, a lot of the cleaning here, instead of doing one bit at a time, you can try what's called batching, you know, batching similar tasks together. So if you are at your desk and you've got emails to reply to, if you've got paperwork or bills to pay or checking off your planner, you can batch those type of tasks together. So then you're not doing a stop, start, because stop and starting actually takes up a lot of energy, because it's like essentially your brain switching from one thing to another, and then that takes capacity and energy. So even though you might not think that oh, it's okay, I can quickly switch from one to the other, it's just like as if you have to move from one room to the other. It may not take a lot of energy or effort, but doing that can slow you down. Okay, so by batching similar tasks together, you are being more effective and efficient in the way you action your task. And you watch, you go, oh, something that I thought would take half an hour, because I did it all at the same time, you know, I was able to action them because I was already in the groove. Emails, reply, tick off, pay bills, tick off things on my planner, you know, text, message, call, all in the same area of your desk. Or for me, my cleaning. Okay, so here I got to check my emails, because I've got all these subscribe emails and newsletters I've subscribed to, and I haven't cleared it. So I might do that on a Wednesday. So it's not an urgent thing. Clear floor by the desk. Okay, let's have a look. So I know traditionally Wednesdays and Thursdays, my energy level isn't as high. So one of the other things that I want you to start doing when you are looking at when to action or review or look into task, anything that takes up a lot of brain power, right? A lot of decision making, a lot of cognitive, do those either at the beginning of the day or part of the day where you have lots of energy. And then things that, you can do with your eyes closed and it doesn't take up much energy, or mental thinking, do those on days that you don't have a lot of energy. So for cleaning, I don't need to be, doing calculus, right? So maybe the cleaning, I will go and do that on the days I know that my energy level is not as high. So you might go, well, why do them when your energy level isn't as high, right? It's because I want to reserve the days when I have lots of energy for the tasks that require more mental energy. All right, so really important. We might go, oh, I've got full of energy today. I might go and, and do all the things that don't require a lot of energy. And so you do them and you think, woohoo, I've ticked off all these things. Oh, it's their wins. But then all the other things that, you might be putting off because it's in the too hard a basket, right? You leave it on days where you don't have a lot of energy. And guess what happens? You procrastinate. Right? Because, oh, I don't want to do it. And then that's what happens. They don't get done. You feel guilty about it. You fall behind. You move it on to the next week. And then you're back again to the overwhelm. Okay? So a couple of tips there. Don't put too much task on the same day. Have a hard number 3 to 5. So that allows for breathing room. Try and batch similar tasks together. Anything that doesn't require, brain power or mental energy, leave those for the days that you may not be feeling, 100%. And also, what did I say? Try and do tasks that require more mental energy, either earlier in the day when you have more energy, or at the beginning of the week. Okay, the reason for that is if you try and do the hardest stuff first, if and when you don't get to do them, you still have a little bit of running, what is it? Runway, right? You have a little bit of lead up to, oh, I didn't do it today. That's okay. I've still got tomorrow to try and catch up. All right, so really important. Erica says, I love your old Filofax wallet vid, Marianne. Yes, I remember those. That's actually how I started using Filofax, is for my budgeting and getting myself, when I say myself, getting ourselves out of debt, and using sinking funds. So I might go and do that soon. Anya says, I'm listening to you and start thinking of moving back to personal size planning. I listen and start thinking of moving back to personal size. Yes, I love personal size too, but then I move back and forth. So sometimes when I see a day that looks busy, I try to prepare with snacks, yes, and bring my water bottle, yes, and for some reason, sometimes I just snack when I'm pushing through. Anyone else do that? Yes, I have that. I've got my little, bowl of snacks. Although sometimes if I leave my desk and I come back, my bowl of snacks is like empty, because then my younger son, my 17-year-old's like, whoop, grabs my snacks. So I have to make sure the little, what do you call it, the little chipmunks, munchkins, squirrels that my son is, doesn't take all my snacks. All right, so let me quickly go through. So clear floor by the desk. So I'm going to leave that on Thursday, okay? So all my cleaning tasks, I'm going to batch for the same day, and then dedicate, 1 hour to 2 hours of deep focus. Have snacks like Erica, have a snack with me, and have my drink bottle, and also have maybe if there is a podcast that I want to listen to that's going to take 45 to an hour to listen to, that could be my goal. Okay, so what else is there? I think I saw another cleaning. Nope. Okay, so this one, project video, so printing my printables, I can do that Wednesday. I had another printable here, print on Wednesday. And okay, all right, so then checklist for I think I'll do that. So let me see, 1, 2, 3. Yep, I can do that on a Wednesday. See how I'm right? I'm checking 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to do a flip through. Maybe I'll do that on a Friday. Finish sewing my pup. Maybe I'll do that on a Saturday, which is like my day off. Check email. So I did have an email, so I'll get the email. So that's batch. So see here, email and printing, they're all like desk stuff. So that's I'm batching these through. Maybe while I'm doing my hand sewing, I can watch my America's Next Top Model episodes. That's a good one. And get new music for my background. So I need to do that before the brain dump. So maybe on Friday. Okay, so that is how I decide the things that I would like to do, that I said would like to do for the week, right? That's how I decide. So first of all, make sure you don't assign too many things at the same time. Batch the similar tasks together. Do not put too many tasks on days that you have assigned as a day off. The whole point of a day off is for you to have that reset, relax, and it's not for you to go and do all the other tasks that you might have missed, because then that way is if you take your day off and do a lot of tasks, essentially you didn't have a reset. And then if you wonder why by Monday again you're feeling overwhelmed, is because you didn't allow yourself to recover. All right. So really important we have a recover moment. All right. So put your things together, like errands together, computer tasks together, phone calls together, and then you're going to have a little bit more of a efficient and effective time, and do what's called a deep focus. All right. Put your phone in the other room. Okay. Have all your things together. If it's a desk thing, clear your desk so it's not a mess. Okay, so a clean environment also helps you not stress out. Okay, so this, by batching it and doing it this way, it's going to help make your day smoother, and it's going to help you move through things a lot faster. Okay. Um, uh, Irene says, I like to use Altoids tins to pack a tiny snack for later in the day. I love that. And because I also have, those photo, I don't have any handy with me, although I have this, let me quickly, these travel packages. Okay, that can make a nice little snack storage. Some, chocolate bars, little tiny teddies. Do you have tiny teddies? Little snacks in there. So that can make a nice little snack package. Oh, and I actually did buy here in Australia from Kmart. I did try to see if I can find one somewhere in Amazon. Let me see if I can, bear with me. I haven't used it yet, but now that you've said that, Irene, you've inspired me. Okay, so these are the same travel packs. You see, I haven't even opened it yet, but then they've got these cute little prints on them. So you've got strawberry, lemon, and cherries. This might be my new snack pack. Thanks, Irene. See? My plannerets masterminds come up with the best things ever. All right. Oh, podcast is a great idea, Marianne. YouTube video in background can be essential. Although sometimes I pick music playlist or someone house cleaning, but not talking. Your work with me vids are good too, Marianne. Oh, yes. All right. So yeah, so that's a great way. Keeps you and keeps your mind active, and it can. I normally like to listen to Mel Robbins because it's she reminds me to be kinder to myself. Sometimes when I'm not feeling good, and of course I'm in a stress mode, and then so I'm in a survival mode, and then I'm thinking that I'm no good, that I'm falling behind, that everything that's going wrong is because of me. So then some of the things that she has reminds me that I'm not behind. I've still got plenty of time, but so slowly I'm learning. All right, of course, if you are liking this live stream, whether you're watching live or watching on replay, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, please. And of course, if you have planner friends that would also find value in the things we talk about and things we share, and might also get inspired by each other, make sure to share it as well. Okay, yes. Irene says, yes, those would be great for a picnic at the park. Oh, you know what? I've missed going on a picnic, right? I might have to go on a picnic with hubby. Last time when we were not married yet, and we had, date weekends, we would pack a picnic, and we would bring the Scrabble, and we had the picnic blanket. We called it our poor era. When we didn't have one of us was made redundant or something, and it was our poor era. So we'd make sandwiches at home, make cordial, bring it in in our water bottles, a picnic blanket, and Scrabble. That might have to be a March. We might do that for our anniversary at the end of the month while the weather is still warm. That's a good one. Thank you, Irene. I love it when you guys come up with really great ideas. Okay, so really important, the days off, it's okay to keep them light. Don't put too many things on. Okay, so your planning should support your life, not crowd it. Okay, so really important. Don't try and fill in every single space just because, you know, you think that, ah, there's a space. There's another little dot on a to-do list. You know how there's some to-do lists that already have the pre-dotted gray circles, and it's like, oh, well, there's a space there. Let me write another thing. No, if your planner page uh, only has one thing, because that's the most important thing, but then your energy level is not as high, then that is enough. Okay, so really important. So yes, love that date. Yes, love that, like, date. I love it. All right, so how do we use a running to-do list in real life? Okay, so you can either go off this on its own, and most of the time, Wednesday and Thursday, like I said, when my energy and my mood is not at its best, and when I'm crying, when I'm feeling sad and feeling low, that's just part of my nature now. I know that I get quite anxious. I've embraced it. It's my little passenger. But now I go and say to myself, well, what can I do to make myself feel better? What I do is I just either go look at my to-do list and nothing else, and we'll go down. So let's say if it's Wednesday, okay, I'll go, all right, what's the next thing that says on my Wednesday? All right, it says check my email. Okay, what else? Print. All right, I can do that. That's it. Look at that for the moment. Check the emails. Okay, cross. If I've completed it, I'm just going to use an erasable pen. So when you've completed a task, guess what? You can cross it off. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let me just zoom in here so you can see. Okay, right? So when you've completed a task, you cross it off, you cross that off, and then you just go and put a line. So then that way, you don't have to look at that anymore. All right? Or if you have, let's say, I tidied the dining table, but only half of it or a part of it, I will go and do like a a divider symbol, like just half of it. So here again, on this running to-do list printable, I've got the little keys. So then but then I don't get to finish it, then maybe I'll go, well, I'll finish that tomorrow. Let's say it's the end of the day and it's like, oh, I still got to do clear the dining table. I will make another marking for the next day, or let's say, I can do this the next day, but let's say I won't get to finish it until Friday, whatever task it is. Okay, I marked that, okay, I'll look into that on Friday instead of the next day, later on in the week. And let's say Friday, I go and finish it, I go cross it off, and then I go cross that off. So then that way, I don't need to look at that. Now you can make it pretty by using a ruler so it's nice and straight. The other things I like to do is I like to use my dot marker just to make it colorful. It doesn't really, there's no reason, if efficient or effective or productivity reason for it. It just makes my printable look colorful. Okay. All right. So what happens, let's say this one, get future log printable for my A5. Let's say it's Monday. Well, it is Monday and I didn't get to do that. So then what I'll do is, you know what, tomorrow I can't because let's say I've got to go out. So I can't do that. But let's say I need to do it on Wednesday instead. So that one, I will put a greater than or arrow forward. Okay, so then that way, this is why it's called a living list. It changes along with you. All right, so cross off the things you've completed with an X. You can, or even you can go and, do that, whatever will make sense for you, or a colorful marker. Anything that is not completed, if you've half finished it or just half started, do a little cross like this, make another dot for when you want to complete it. If you didn't get to do it at all, put a little arrow, forward arrow, and then mark on the day that you want. And let's say I only printed half, or I printed it, but I haven't added it to my planner. Okay, so I'll half complete, and then tomorrow or the following day, I'll put another little dot. So with that particular one, I'm not having to rewrite it again and again. And that is why this running to-do list is helps reduce the overwhelm, because you're not going to write. Although I will tell you this, I do like to write mine again and again. That's just me, okay? Because I know it's the action, and of course, because I do have planner printables that I want to fill in, right? But when you are overwhelmed and you don't, if you've got list here, list there, list everywhere, the one master list will help reduce the overwhelm. Okay, so this is a guideline. This is not the fast and hard rule. But when you find yourself unable to manage all of your planner pages, all of your to-do list, having it in one master list, you can trust yourself that you have somewhere dedicated for all the stuff that you like. Does anyone have an analog bag? Ooh, let us know, Irene, what an analog bag is. I think I know, but that is a really, I have a bag that I've just recently purchased that have lots of little pockets that I know when I go to the library, I put my planner in it. I put my iPad, you know, that's probably not analog. I'll put some snacks in there and all my different pens and markers. But yeah, so but yeah, let me know what it is you had in mind. Okay, so half done, little divider, you know, but what's that symbol? Forward slash, right? Forward slash. Okay, little arrow for things that don't get done or half task done. Okay, now if something doesn't get finished, you just simply move it forward. Do you want to move it to the next day, or do you want to move it later on in the week? Put a little dot on it. Okay, so nothing gets rewritten, and this list, whether it stays in your planner, you can have it at the beginning of your planner. Okay, so then when you open it, I just started seeing those beads and began trying to make one, but being mindful of spending. Ah, there's some videos. Uh-oh, is that a rabbit hole that I'm going to be falling into? The analog bag. I just started seeing those beads and began trying to make one, but also being mindful of spending. Oh, well, yes, if it involves spending, I may have to close my eyes for a little bit. All right, so, and then of course, let's say it's at the end of the week. Okay, so you will see here some of my running to-do list. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, some of them I don't get to complete because I either move it forward here. This one I wrote it in here, but I actually transfer this in my self-care and weekly printable, so that's why it's not completed. So some here, some I did here. So this might have been, you know, sometimes when I do use my running to-do list, it would have it's a signal that I must have had a tough week, because then I went off that instead of planning in my daily pages. Okay, so sometimes what will happen is some task will sit on your to-do list for weeks. So some of these things that you see here, I would have written the week before, the week before that, the week before that, the month before that. Okay, so later this week, the video that I'm gonna film this week, I'm gonna show something that's really important. Why there are things that are on our to-do list that we don't action, and we move from week to week, month to month, because often those things that you write down, they are not tasks yet. They're actually projects. So project, according to David Allen's How to Get Things Done, are things that require more than one actionable step. So if you are finding you have things on your to-do list that have been there for weeks, maybe even months, right? It's because they're not tasks yet, they're projects. You haven't broken them down enough to its simple, actionable, easy to do steps that it's hard for your brain to manage. It's like, well, where do we start? It says here to go and plan a trip. We've been wanting to plan a trip for ages. Why haven't we planned a trip? It's because we haven't broken it down into easy steps. All right, so let's quickly have the other thing as well is when it's on your to-do list, it does not necessarily mean that you need to complete it in that day. It could just be look into or review. Okay, again, that's that one small actionable steps that we are talking about. All right, so let's quickly have a look. I usually have a library book on hand, but now for my analog bag, I have one fun book, one learning book, a journal, some coloring supplies, and just added a brand new huge Sudoku book. I might have to look at this analog bag because I have a bag that I purchased, and I thought it's sitting here just like my, my little colorful, travel packs that I purchased, but I haven't. This might be part of my analog bag. Hooray! Okay, that's something for me. Maybe not this week, but something to look into next week. I love it, and then I might make a video of it. It's a bag of things to do to stay off your phone. Some contain knitting. I have knitting, and I have my sewing. One of those could be my little sewing. Oh my God, something exciting to look forward to put together. A book, your planner, watercolor. I have watercolor as well. And oh, what did I purchase recently? I just purchased this recently. This was from from Kmart here. So it is, let me see if I can zoom out a bit more. Okay, this is acrylic brush pens. This could be part of my analog bag. Oh my God, ladies, what have you done to me? Now I have to go and put that together. That might be my reward, okay? That's going to be my reward when I finish my video. Okay, so I won't start that. So what I've been doing now is I've been given the things I really want to do instead of doing the things I should do. I give that as my reward. It'll be like, okay, film the video, edit it, upload it, and then I can go and, have fun, doing something new. So analog bag. Let me put that down on my list. Just look into analog bag. That could be on my day off, Saturday. Look at that. Something to look forward to. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Irene. Thanks for that. All right. So now, of course, if you are enjoying the plannerettes in the live chat, and they also show up in the comment section, and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and, want to have a nice group of people to hang out with, come and join us. Okay. Now, I think it's around about just a little bit over 50% of the people that watch my videos have not yet subscribed. If that's you, go subscribe. And then, of course, have a look at all the different videos and that I've created. See if it's for you, because sometimes I'm not for everybody, and I'm okay with that, right? But if I am, and you enjoy these type of planning, and you enjoy these things that come up during a live stream and ideas, make sure to subscribe. And of course, if you did want to check out, for example, the pen I used today, the different pens, you can check out my Amazon storefront. In the link, I have my favorite pens, markers and highlighters that I use. Also, here we go. This QR code links to the planner printables that I use for the month, the running to-do list, these printables here. So do check that out. So if you're on the TV, screenshot it, screen grab it if you're on your phone, and then that will lead you to the planner pages that I use most for my current planning system. And of course, if you want to do a brain dump yourself and you want to make sure that it is something that you incorporate into your regular planning, I do a weekly brain dump in the membership. So every week, at the end of the week, before a new week start, we just take 30 minutes to 45 minutes where we do a brain dump together. A lot of the times, it's not that we don't know what to do, it's that we don't do it because we don't have company. Sometimes just having people that you can co-work with or co-brain dump with is the motivation or the discipline that you need to get you to action something. So it's not that you don't know how to do it or you don't want to do it. It's just that it's easier not to do it, right? Law of inertia. Not moving is so much easier than moving. But once you have other people with you, and then we chat a little bit in the live chat, so it's not a step-by-step that normally happens during my once a month brain dump. This one is, nice and quick. Hey, let's go. 10 minutes on the timer. Let's categorize it. What have you been up to? Have a great day. Catch up with you on the weekly, Plan With Me live stream. But it's just that motivation because you're doing it with some other people. Let's have a look. What have I started? Yes, sorry, not sorry. Exactly, Irene. No. Irene, but yay, Irene. It's like, Irene, but yay, Irene. Thank you for the inspiration. I'm currently setting up my planner for next week. Love it, Margie. I love it. So Margie, if you can see, she has a little planner icon next to her name. So she's part of the Quiet Focus and Weekly Brain Dump membership. So I love that. And sometimes, I need it too. I need company because, sometimes it's like, I wonder, anybody want to play with me? It's that kind of feeling that you want someone to motivate you. Eric, I just used one of your links, Marianne, to put a new paper cutter. I moved long distance, so I donated my old Martha Stewart one, but saw your recommendation for a self-sharpening one. Yes, so I have the two. I started off with the shortcut, but because we were doing a lot of cutting for our homeschooling, a lot of cutting of, our laminated school resources, I had to keep buying the replacement blade, and then I went, you know what, I'm going to invest on the one that's self-sharpening. So yeah, I love that. So the weekly brain dump is a part of the membership. So if you wanted to look into that, if you're not ready to join the membership yet, that's okay too. You've got the free guides that you can download. So it's a free printable. You've got the 4-step guide. You've got the trigger list that's there. That's the QR code, okay, for the free brain dump. And then you've got the page that you can go and hole punch, pop in your planner. But of course, a lot of these stuff, if you don't have a printer, then you just follow and subscribe. First, my Sunday, because I'm here in Sydney, Australia, my first Sunday of the month, we do an hour to an hour and a half of guided brain dump. So even if you've already done it, it's just having company, like I said. But then for those of you who are new to it, I show you how to do it step by step. Because a lot of times when we're creating new habits, it's just getting shown how to do it first, and then and the actual show and tell. Because sometimes if I don't know about you, if you watch tutorials and then they do this and then you end up with this, it's like, no, show me the step by step so I can, because I'm a visual learner, so then I can see it for myself, and then I don't start questioning whether I'm doing it right. Again, there's that anxious brain of mine. Okay, so here's a question for you. So whether you've done a brain dump or not, but you have your task list or your to-do list right now, what is the first task on your running to do this week? Okay, so for me, the first task that I actually will put on mine that I haven't put on there is, so here is my get outside. Because I have been feeling, a little bit low this last couple of days, and my energy level, probably because I haven't gotten sunlight, and my vitamin D level is low again. So one of the first things that I'm going to, first task on my to-do list this week is get outside. So if you do have habits and routines that you want to do daily, whether that's, you know, taking your vitamins, for me, doing my blood pressure, you know, my skipping, I'm still doing my skipping, but not every day now. Again, just because my brain and my mental well-being, I'm resting my, you know, I'm embracing my well-being, my mental well-being for the moment. But my first task that's on my running to-do list, or my to-do list, is get myself outside for some sunshine and daylight, as well as my movement. So I want to know, type it in the chat, or if you are watching on replay, you know I love reading, you know, your comment section. What is the first task that you are going to have on your to-do list for the week? So type it in, because I'll pop it on the screen, and then let's see, you know, sometimes the things that you want to do, just like creating an analog bag, right? I might inspire someone else and go, yes, I should do that too. Okay, so for mine, get outside for my walk. Type in the chat, what is it that is you're gonna, one of the first tasks, or a first task that you're going to put on your to-do list this week. So while you're typing, okay, don't leave me hanging while you're typing. Let's do a recap. So today we did 3 simple things. Okay, so of course, if you do this, you know, on your own, it won't take, you know, how is it, an hour and 15 minutes? It's a lot quicker, because I'm, you know, I'm not talking, you're not going to be talking through it. All right, so we did 3 simple things today. We looked at our brain dump. Okay, the brain dump that you do, and you have categorized already where you have today, tomorrow, and the week things that you've highlighted. We move those tasks onto the running to-do list, okay? And then we have assigned, and so, okay, because I used a friction pen, I can now erase these little examples, because I haven't done any of these yet, but I wanted to show you how it worked. So now it's gone. So this one is the friction zone, okay? So this was part of a partnership that I had with Pilot, but this video is not sponsored. But so yeah, they're erasable, and the nibs are replaceable. So you don't have to throw these out, okay? You can buy refills, and they are erasable. So if you're one that sometimes when you make a lot of, you have to change a lot of your things on your planner, and you don't want to use correction tape, an erasable pen. Okay, so let me just take that off. Okay, now it's, yeah. All right, so I assigned, okay, things for today, tomorrow, and then the rest of the week. Okay, so this is what's going to stop you from your to-do list having been written again and again, you know, especially if you are get a little bit anxious or emotional like I am. I think my perimenopause thing is really, like, really on high drive. Hot flushes, brain fog, moods all over, up and down. So I'm going to need to make sure that I'm putting a lot of the self-care stuff. And remember, again, as well, you know, don't be hard on yourself if there are things on there that you don't get to action for the week. All it might be is because they're not, you know, tasked yet. They might be too big a project that we haven't broken down. So my next video will start showing that. Let's have a look. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got here? So Margie says is going to work on meds and AM skincare. I've been doing better too, Marge. You'd be so proud of me with my skincare. Oops, let me just make sure that that doesn't come off the screen. Okay, so I love it. Sort my recycling. Oh, I love that. And turn in my recycling. It's been in my trunk for weeks. So maybe that's because the task is too big. It's like, yeah, so instead of sort recycling, you know, maybe break it down to put a timer on for 10 minutes and just sort the recycling that way. All right, so we've got 2. So mine will be, let me put mine in so I can do a screenshot of this. Get outside, oops, get outside for sunshine and movement. Okay, get outside for sunshine and movement. So let me know, what is one thing that you are going to put in your to-do list. So I am making myself accountable as well. So these are what Plannerettes are working on this week. Okay, so let me know. I can see Dandria's one as well. I love it. Okay, first task is stretch every morning. Yes. Oh, you know what I love, Andrea? It's my neck like crack, crack. You know, it's like good crack, and it's like, and doing my shoulder rolls. I love it. All right. So these are what some of the Plannerettes are working on. So then that way we can help, and make sure to write it down as well in your planner. Okay, so really, really important. Thank you for sharing what your tasks are for the first one of the first tasks that you are going to do for the week. Thank you so much. All right, so planning doesn't have to be perfect, so please let's be kind to ourselves and give ourselves grace and compassion. And if there's missed days, if we don't get to complete, tick off our to-do list or our habit tracker, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to help you take the next small actionable step. Okay, that's all we're doing, is we are moving ourselves from this position to that tiny little step. Okay, so take care of yourself this week. I really appreciate you joining me for today's live stream. And if today's session helped you organize your week, you might enjoy the next planning video that's on the channel that's going to walk you through another simple step. So when I finish this video, I'll make sure to pop it on the screen, but do check the links in the description. Thank you so much, Plannerettes. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.